Good afternoon. Welcome to Daddy Still Broadcasting, formerly Daddy Daughter Broadcasting. And hope everyone is having a beautiful Thursday. We are in the dead middle of a heat wave here in Montreal, and it's crazy. It's super hot. And for now, we don't have air conditioning at the Daddy Daughter Broadcasting home studio, and it's pretty hot. It's pretty hot. I can handle the heat pretty well. I'm not really prone to sweating a lot unless I'm moving around a lot. But doing the work I do, editing videos and stuff like that, um, I can pretty much handle it without a problem. But I'm on my way to pick up our special treasure, David Macias. Great to see you, brother. Always great to see you. I hit you up on your friend request on Facebook. Thank you for that. Always great to see you around. I love the mask that you wore. Uh, do you actually use that as your protective mask, or is that just a joke and the mask doesn't really work? How'd you set that up? I think that's awesome. I've seen a couple people doing that. There's a YouTuber, Cody's Lab. He's the guy that inspired me to drink cyanide, not to drink cyanide, but to eat apricot seeds because they have cyanide in them, and your body can actually handle a certain amount of cyanide. But he went into a Walmart without being poisoned, obviously, especially in the seeds, because there are people all over the world. Maurice Belcher, long time since I've seen you, brother or sister, can't remember. I think it's a brother. I think you're a YouTube brother. Doing great, as great as we possibly can, hanging in there, keeping busy, and we're just all around trying to handle life like absolute bosses, especially my 6-year-old daughter, Essenam, who is doing amazingly well, and I'm extremely proud of her. She lost a tooth, by the way, very recently, and she brought that tooth to me from her mommy's house. So that was very nice of her, and it was very nice of her mommy to give me that tooth. But there's this guy from Cody's Lab. His channel is called Cody's Lab, and he does all these really interesting, really crazy science experiments on YouTube. And he went into Walmart wearing a homemade basically a homemade PE suit with an air filter and everything. He jerry rigged out of a motor, like a motor that you would blow up an air mattress with, or a bicycle tire, and just a bunch of different things he got together. So I think that's awesome. Dave, hard to see those comments, brother. If you try typing in upper caps, that might help, but I will go back on the replay and try to catch that comment that I just missed. But yeah, so I think that's awesome. I really like that idea, and I've thought about that. I looked those types of things up and the filters and stuff. A little bit out of my price point for right now, but I'm still looking for options. But I could not see your comment if you were telling me that that mask is really functional, or what was going on there. So yeah, I really just want to shoot the breeze with you guys. But I put out last night. I put out a video that is kind of out of character in a way. It's kind of out of character, and I just wanted to explain. I don't think it needs explaining. I mean, I think you guys know that I love having fun, that I have kind of a comedic presence here on YouTube, and that I don't consider myself a comedian, but I do have a sense of humor, and I realize that my sense of humor doesn't always resonate with everybody. It's my sense of humor is more akin to that of the Adventures of Pete and Pete. Marion Belcher, I take my mask with me everywhere, and I totally agree with that. There were times in the past, I'll get back to what I was saying before, but there were times in the past where, even during flu season, I would have loved to wear a mask. I would have loved for that to have been socially acceptable in the past. Um, as we all know, we've learned from this crisis that a lot of people are just not careful. A lot of people just don't, they don't respect basic hygiene. They don't wash their hands oftentimes, and it's a little bit frustrating to see that when you're the one who's got to take time off work when you're sick. You're the one who's got to take your daughter to school, to the doctors, and I don't mind doing those things. But if people could just be careful a little bit more, I think we'd get sick a little bit less. But our immune systems do need to keep. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. The heat wave has gotten to my phone also here, in just sitting on the dashboard. I had to turn the air conditioning unit up to the dashboard only to kind of cool off the phone, and we're gonna try to roll with that. But yeah. Hey, Gemma, great to see you. YouTube sister, always great to see you. Yeah, just getting at a little bit of technical difficulties. My phone heated up, and the beauty of the iPhone. The beauty of the iPhone is there to protect itself from any kind of damage. Uh, so, are you guys okay with that noise? Is that too much noise? Gemma, let me know before I start rolling, or I think maybe Dave is still here. So Dave says, there you go. You know all too well. So we're in the middle of a heat wave, and it's going to last a couple more days. I think this weekend it's going to break, but a heat wave is, 3 or more days of 90 plus heat, and we've had nothing but beautiful sunshine, which I'm very thankful for. But yeah, so I kind of got. It's okay. All right, so we're going to keep the air conditioner like that. By the way, it goes, if it goes, if the live stream breaks up again, you guys know why. It's because the phone overheated, and if it does it again, yeah, I'm just gonna give up on the. Well, thank you, Gemma. You're amazing too. If the live stream bugs out again because my iPhone wanted to protect itself, which I'm thankful for as well, then I will just let it go, and I will go live another time at a cooler part of the day. I really miss going live with Esanam, and I really miss making videos with her. But it is what it is, and for now, it's the stuff we got to respect. But yeah, so what I was saying is, why did I put out a video? Yeah, anyway, so Dave, I've seen that YouTuber guy, Cody's Lab, put out videos, with different sign experiments. I think it's amazing. I think you said your mask does work. So I think it's amazing that you have a functional gas mask. And I've thought about purchasing one for myself. Haven't done it yet. But yeah, so I put out the video. It's kind of out of character. I don't think I need to explain this because you guys know me, but I think it's important to say that I don't believe in talking to women, talking down to women, or if a woman says no after you flirt with her, I think it's definitely time, high tide, to give up and move on, and respect that woman or man's, because men, try to flirt with men, and women try to flirt with women, and men try to flirt with women, and so on and so forth down the line. You should just respect that other person's wishes and just move on. And that is, so yeah. So that being said, I think it's this. These are the reasons why I put out that video. And if you haven't seen it yet, Gemma, I think you're gonna laugh your ass off. I know there's even moments in the video that I laugh my ass off at myself at my own expense. But why did I flirt with Siri? First of all, I thought it would be funny. I thought it would be an interesting new type of video to put out, and you got to experiment with new content here on YouTube, or in general. You got to be willing to push your limits and kind of press on into territory that you're not used to. And this was a full on, this is complete. Besides the Minnie Mouse says fuck you, excuse me for the language, besides the Minnie Mouse says fuck you video, uh, which we put out last January, I haven't really done any kind of any kind of crazy content besides Glenda Glitterpoop, who is always an absolute boss. But I put it out because I think it's amazing that Siri has these answers. Chugmaster, brother from colorful Colorado, great to see you. Yeah, so the reason, like, I asked Siri, I want to see you naked, and Siri says, well, I close your eyes and clear your mind, and that's pretty much what I look like. Or I don't have a body, or I look like colorful waves of light. Uh, or even I won't dignify that with an answer. That's beautiful, amazing stuff. And I think it says a lot. First of all, it's just funny to mess with Siri, even though you know she's a robot. And it's just fun to see her kind of answers. She answers you back like an absolute boss. Um, Second of all, I just think it's funny to do that stuff. I'm worried about the traffic. I'm getting a little bit distracted by the traffic here, but and I'm in behind a big fat truck. But Bowmaster, have you seen my latest video where I try to get in Siri's digital pants, if you will? Always check your blind spots, kids. By the way, I'm always drive streaming in honor of Bowmaster because he was the first YouTuber I saw that was, and in my humble opinion, he invented the term or came pretty close to it. But so yeah, I came to I think if Apple made these responses for Siri, there's a reason, and it's because there were people asking these questions. Either they thought about it, or I'm happy to make you smile, Gemma. Always happy to make you smile, sister. Um, either they thought about it and they're like that could be interesting, or people have actually done that. And I'm pretty sure I was not drunk or high or anything of that nature when I made this video. But I think that what a lot of people would do, especially if they're drinking alone or with buddies or girlfriends or whatever, they'd make the video. They do that and then they start messing around with Siri. But obviously, one thing leads to another. You start editing, you start doing this and that. By the way, this is the first time, actually, like maybe the second time that I've seen this much traffic going to pick up S&M. This much traffic. This is what I'm looking at. So I haven't seen this, especially since the beginning of the crisis. I haven't seen this for months now, and I'm flabbergasted because usually it's quick in and out, especially since the crisis. So there has to be an accident or something. So I'm gonna have to be extra special careful going to pick up S&M. So we might have a little bit of a longer live stream together. Um, so yeah, so I made that because I thought it would be. I made this video because I thought it would be funny. I thought it would be amazing content. Um, excuse me, daddy burp. Flirting with Siri burp. Domino's been ridiculously busy since the quarantine. That I have no doubts. I'm not surprised about that because I know stores, especially grocery stores, anybody that does takeout or delivery. I'm happy for you because that means you're going to stay busy. I know it's rough being on the front lines though. I know that's not easy at all. Here I am at a standstill, by the way. But yeah, it's not easy being on the front lines. But I'm happy that you have work and that you can keep providing for your family, your beautiful children. And I'm not sure if she's your wife or your girlfriend, or if you guys just separated at one point in time. But whoever the wonderful woman you're living with is, to you, Bowmaster, I'm happy that you guys are able to hold down the fort. So Gemma says, brother, I'm planning to do a video about weather and autism. What's your angle? Is it that weather affects differently uh, people with autism? I know since the COVID-19 thing happened, and I've been at home a lot more. I still feel the same way. Like I don't absolutely need to go out and have personal contact with people and go out and I don't need that all the time, and I actually I don't suffer if I don't have it for extended periods of time. But I've noticed that, and the weather never used to affect me. I think we have a high. Uh, let's see here. Yes, how weather affects people with autism. Yeah, I know that with Asperger's syndrome, for me personally, I haven't really been affected by the weather. Or even if I am slightly affected by the weather, I can always push through. I kind of forget about it and lower my head down and just barrel through what I got to do. But I noticed that since the crisis happened, I really prefer sunny days. Like even though we have a heat wave right now and it's dreadfully hot, um, I don't. I'm not suffering. You know, I feel a lot better with the sunny, awesome days like we've been having. Whereas, you know, like before, if I'm just going to work and just you know, the daily grind and stuff like that, you know, I don't really feel as affected by the weather because, you know, you have your work to do, you've got all the stuff that you normally do in your daily life. And, you know, especially Bowmaster, you know, having kids, you know, during a weekday and even on the weekends, you have barely any time to think for yourself. I mean, especially working full time, taking care of a child, editing YouTube videos like I do on a regular basis. It's a lot, so you don't really have time to think about the weather. But when you have you know, less of a grind to worry about, and you know, you're not getting in the car every single morning rushing through traffic worrying about what kind of idiots are on the road next to you, behind you, around you, flipping you the bird and you feeling like flipping them the bird, and them doing stupid stuff and you potentially doing stupid stuff by accident. You know, it's I think the weather affects you less when you're kind of less into that, when you're more into that hyper focused spot. But I would be interested to see where you take that video, Gemma. And how do you feel? Are you affected by the weather, or are you like me, that it doesn't really affect you as much? You know, obviously we're human. You know, we're not as much of superheroes as we'd like to be. Even though we have a lot of I would say superhero, like maybe like Teen Titans kind of superhero uh, behavior, especially for me, Teen Titans Go, as opposed to the Teen Titans in the early 2000s. But yeah, let me see. I'm in a traffic jam, so I've taken another breath hiatus from videos, but I'll be back soon enough. Well, we can't wait. I'd like to see you do hard, thick water, Bowmaster. I'd love to see you do that. Um, yes, but I'm not coping with this hot weather at all. Yeah, it's harder when it's hot. I don't like to sweat, honestly. I hate sweating. Makes me feel very uncomfortable. Like, I think more uncomfortable than the average person because you just feel dirty. And, you know, with my Asperger's brain, I want to keep a healthy rhythm and a rhythm that's easy to follow, you know, like the not really yeah, repetition in a way, but just a constant rhythm and like kind of a grind, not a grind, but just a constant rhythm that's going, and a pattern and a routine is what I'm trying to say. A routine. Obviously, traffic, heat wave, and trying to keep the momentum going by constantly talking. You might lose, you might forget some words here and there. But here we are going into the tunnel, and you're seeing it live. I haven't seen this much traffic in ages. It's going to be a lot easier to see your comments in this dark tunnel. I got my lights on and everything. Um, yeah, so that's why I put that video out for with me flirting with Siri. I think it's funny. Personally, I think it's hilarious. But I can also realize personally that that kind of humor doesn't resonate with everyone, and I get it. You know, I haven't gotten a lot much play. I haven't gotten a lot of play. You know what happened? I'll tell you guys what happened. Um, we were going extremely well back in 2018. Up until August 2018, I remember our highest subscriber count was 1,411 or thereabouts. And then Mariska came, and it wasn't Mariska's fault. The dynamic of the channel changed, and that kind of threw off some people who were maybe used to seeing only daddy daughter, especially some of the women viewers who were clearly attracted to me based on the comments that they were putting at the time. And you know what? That's, I think attraction is a big part of YouTube, and that's okay. You know, I don't mind if someone is attracted to me and they're watching my videos because they're attracted to me. You know, more power to you if that's what's going to bring you to watch the channel. Obviously, I don't want that to be the main focus, of course, but yeah. So, and you know, we put out that live stream when Mariska first came, and Esanam was, jumping Mariska and kind of hitting Mariska in a playful, loving, fun way, not in a mean way. And some of the viewers took it the wrong way, and I could have maybe stepped in and told S&M, okay, it's time to calm down. We shouldn't hit Mariska. But I was kind of trying to take cues from Mariska as well. Are you okay with this? Where should we go with this? Because I don't want to be like a dictator on my live streams, and especially the people I love. One of the main one of the main one of the main participants in my live stream. One of the main participants. I'm trying to get past this truck, but he won't slow down. So yeah, let me do this. There we go. So yeah, so I didn't see what you just wrote, Master, but I'm gonna go back and take a look at it. So then, after that, and some people said it was awkward, that live stream with Mariska, that first live stream. Some people said it was uncomfortable, and other people loved it. They just loved viewers, not skewers. Well, some viewers bring the skewers, I'll tell you. But yeah, so that's what happened. And then I noticed a slow progression to people leaving the channel. So, and now we are at around 1,218, and obviously, it's not just people unsubscribing. It's also YouTube doing their cleanup, because you get a bunch of people in the sick sub for sub culture, that just subscribe to you, hoping to get a sub back, and sometimes are even more devious than that. They will subscribe to you, hoping that you subscribe to them, and then they will unsubscribe from you with no intention of having ever watched any of your videos. And you know what? You can see in your watch time too. Like, my watch time is up in the past 5 or 6 videos, but the watch time is very telling to how long your subscribers are watching per view. And I think a lot of YouTubers have the same problem. No matter how big your channel is, there's going to be a big percentage of people who don't watch on a regular basis. Um, but as long as you have that core of people that are always there, like Gemma, like Adam, like Bowmaster, like Louisa, like David Macias, like Summer Rose, and others that I'm only forgetting. Well, thank you very much, Gemma. It means a lot. So yeah, after that whole live stream debacle, which I don't personally agree with, and then Aaron stopped watching the channel, as far as I know, or he stayed a little bit. We went our separate ways, and I love Aaron, and I have a lot of respect for Aaron. Don't get me wrong, but there were disagreements, and the direction the channel was going. And I'm a human. I need love. Mariska needs love, and we got together and we tried to make it work. And it didn't work, and that's okay. There were never any bad intentions. But my point is, my whole point in taking us on that tangent is that your content is not always going to resonate with everyone, but you got to try new things and you got to learn your lessons. So obviously, a lesson I learned from that live stream, where it was kind of awkward and Esnam was hitting Mariska, not in a mean way, was maybe we shouldn't do that anymore. But a lesson, I don't know. I haven't. I want more people to give more positive, constructive feedback on my videos. I really want people to comment more, and I hope you and Mariska get back. Well, thank you, Gemma. I love Mariska. I love Mariska as a human being. She's a beautiful gem of a woman. And again, I don't air our dirty laundry. We had our fights, we had our disagreements. We're a beautiful couple. We have a lot in common, and we look a lot alike, believe it or not. Uh, and I think a lot of people told us that. A lot of people thought that I was from the Netherlands too, because of the fact that we look so much alike. You just look at a couple and you're like, yeah, they're perfect for each other. So I think under different circumstances, we would have stayed together maybe even forever. But there's other elements that I don't want to say because I don't want to air dirty laundry. But my point is, I do not expect casual Carolina fishing. It's great to see you, Bill. Awesome to have you here. I didn't see that. Try to type it in the all caps. Uh, Gemma says, I remember she asked me about getting with you. I was like, yeah. Well, thank you. That means a lot, Gemma. It's great to know you have people in your corner who believe in you. No, and obviously on YouTube, on social media, there's a lot of disinformation, a lot of false information. People say this and that, take it out of context and all that. But I really appreciate having sincere, great-hearted people like you guys, Gemma, and the people who are here. So thank you for that. But yeah, so I don't expect this. Glenda and Bill, definitely Bill, who's an amazing fisherman, by the way, uses chicken to fish. Chicken breasts, marinated, I forget how. And I think that's just an amazing technique. And Dave, I'm about to hit a red light, so I'm going to come back to that comment, brother. But yeah, so I don't expect, as I've said it a million times in the past 5 minutes, I do not expect the Minnie Mouse, the Siri video to resonate with everybody. If you want to see more of it, let me know. Gemma, I saw the word collab. I'm open to a collab. We got to work it out on YouTube, on Facebook Messenger and stuff. How, when and how. I got to time everything just right with work and YouTube and everything else. Okay, so I'm gonna come to a red light now. I'm gonna be able to catch up on some things. But yeah, so yeah, poor Siri. Poor Siri, sexual harassment for 6 minutes. That's it. I love your comments, Bill. Love it. So Aaron basically disowned my channel as well as he got mad that I kept tagging him in my Facebook posts. Yeah, I love Aaron, and I'm not going to sit here and gossip about anybody. But there are disagreements, and there were things that we disagreed on that were fundamental. And I think he has his faults, but I'm not going to sit there and name them, and I'm not going to sit there and talk bad. But he disowned my channel too. So, it is what it is. I love him. I'm happy. I hope he grows. He's got a lot of great content on his channel, and he's very tactful and really good at his at the humor in his genre, genre. To try to say it in more of an English way, but yeah. So, but I just I thought it was amazing. Just to speak to Bill's point about sexual harassment. But yeah, so I thought it was amazing to make that video. It's an idea that comes to you, and you're sitting on the sofa, and you're like, oh yeah, I got to try that. So I sat down on the sofa, cracked open a bottle of bubble water, and I just happened to be filming when I cracked it open, and then I just ran with it. And I thought to myself, because I used to joke around. Speaking about Mariska, I used to joke around with Mariska a lot because she would say, Siri's your girlfriend. You're going out with Siri. Because I used to have my Apple Watch and all that stuff, before the whole custody battle and stuff like that. But can you really sexually harass an artificial intelligence? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that works. Um, but yeah, so we okay. So sometimes it just I just love it. It doesn't last. Somebody didn't last. Know that just how life is. I think I understand what you're saying. You're talking about my relationship with Mariska, right? Sometimes you just love the time that you had together and who you are as people. But in the long run, you just it doesn't work out, and it doesn't have to end in negative. It doesn't have to end in a big battle. It doesn't have to end in negative. And I wished with my special treasure's mother, I wish that things didn't have to go to court, and I wish they didn't have to go through all this. I really wanted to work it out. I asked to go to mediation and stuff like that, but she was insisting on going to court. So stop. You almost have to be a military grade code breaker to understand. Well, I think it's because you're from Brazil, right? So it's definitely Portuguese influence. I think in the sense that your your English is not your first language. I'm assuming, Dave, but you're always welcome here. And I think what I mean by that is Dave speaks Portuguese, and that's why English is not his first language. That's what I mean by what I just said. But yeah, so I just thought it was amazing to do that, to put out this video, and I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny as hell, and I had a lot of fun doing it. Just me, Siri, and I, if you know what I mean. Just kidding. So yeah, but yeah, just me, Siri, and I, and having fun. And the way I edit it, I didn't have a plan when I went into editing this video. I didn't have a plan. I just knew that I wanted to make some funny cuts, and Siri basically spoke for herself. And sometimes, believe it or not, talk about artificial intelligence. Sometimes I adapt, what I was gonna say or how I was gonna edit the video was adapted to what Siri was saying. So sometimes Siri would respond in a way I was not expecting. Like the "I don't have a body," I wasn't expecting that. I remember, and what gave me the idea also is about a couple weeks ago, I jokingly said, "Hey Siri, I want to see you naked," just to see what she would respond. Um, and she gave me that comment about the colorful light waves. That I guess I look like colorful light waves. So yeah, so it's you can have a synergy with artificial intelligence because it's very human-like, and that's also a whole nother discussion that we could have. I think Bill, casual Carolina fishing. If you like fishing videos, um, and you like seeing an absolute boss who uses marinated chicken breast, uh, to catch his catfish, then check out Carolina, casual Carolina fishing, because you are all absolute bosses in your own right, and I have said it many times about each and every one of you, but I haven't talked much about Bill. But yeah, so if you can check out Bill's channel, if you love uh, people's rights, gay rights, and autism rights, and just loving every human being, check out Gemma's channel. And if you love chugging like an absolute boss, definitely check out Adam's channel, Billmaster619. Let's chug. So yeah, so that's pretty much why, just to resume, because I'm almost at the point where I got to pick up my special treasure, and your special treasure. Just to resume, just to recap, I made the video because it was funny, above and beyond anything else. Without saying anything else, I made this video because I thought it would be extremely funny and comedic. I also made the video because I think it's amazing that Apple makes Siri respond in this way, that Siri is programmed this way. And I also think it's amazing, and that shows not only did I think about this because of just things that were happening in regular life, not only did I think about it, but other people have thought about this too. And I just think it's amazing. That's what makes Siri and Apple products so dynamic and so wonderful. But as you can imagine, I'm here parking. I'm going to pick up my special treasure, our special treasure. Really, really appreciate you guys being here with me. I love you guys in a friendly, platonic, YouTube, brotherly, sisterly kind of way. Gemma, keep on trucking in the autism community, in the gay rights, the Pride Month. I think I'm gonna maybe put out a video about Pride Month. I saw a guy who really let go of himself. He's a straight guy, but I saw this guy on Vice. You guys should check out that video if you have time. He let himself go into a place that wasn't necessarily his comfort zone. He let himself be taken out of his comfort zone, and he went to they're called bears, I think. Burly gay men who get together for a week or a weekend or whatever, and do what they do, have fun, party, do whatever they do, and have different. They even kind of get together and have little meetings. There's this one particular group that gets together, and they to kind of teach each other how to better respect and love your body, no matter what size it is, no matter what you look like. And he let himself out of his comfort zone, and he went to that meeting. And when you see it, you'll see why. I can't give too many details because it's a little graphic in some ways. But he didn't have gay sex, and he realized after that, I'm not gay. I'm heterosexual, but it's awesome to kind of push your limits and kind of experience something you didn't know before. So Adam, keep on chugging, brother. Dave, I hope your gas mask stays functional and that everything is all right. And I just love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I got to pick up my special treasure. Daddy's still broadcasting. Signing off for now. Ciao, guys. See you later. See you next time.